Hey everybody, welcome back to What's It Costin' with Heather Austin. So I'm going to talk to you today about a few things that I cut out completely and some things I cut back on to help me save my money. Now, I will say that there's things in here you are not going to want to do. You don't have to, it's your choice. But these are things I did, and there's one in here that's really gonna be like, no, there's no way I'm gonna do that. So let's get started. All right, first let me give you a little history. So I moved from one town to another. And when I did that, I stayed in a camper while we were remodeling our home. I could only take a few things into that camper. So this is when it really was an eye-opener to me of what my things were doing to me. So I always say, what's it costing with Heather Austin? I'm telling you, having too many things will cost you your peace, and you get overwhelmed. When you walk into a hotel room and it's so clean, it feels so good, and you go back to your house and you're overwhelmed because you're cluttered and you have so much. And when you go on vacation, you only take a few outfits with you, so you don't have to sit there and figure out what you're going to wear. You can do this in your daily life, people. But let's get started. So, kitchen gadgets. I only had room for a few things to take into the camper. And when I moved into this house, I gave majority of my kitchen gadgets away. I have things. I have a KitchenAid mixer. I have things. I just don't have a lot of things. And I don't miss those gadgets at all. So be very careful about the newest gadgets and the newest trends, because, you don't really need them. There are things that's good. If you need it, get it. But really consider and go through your cabinets and see what things you've not used in a long time and give them to somebody. Donate them to a thrift store, or just sell them on Marketplace. So do something with those gadgets that's taking up your space. Another thing that I realized when I went into the camper was shoes, jewelry, clothing, purses. Okay, you don't need all those, and most likely you have your go-tos anyway. So I'm telling you, I have so much stuff in a jewelry box that I have not worn in years, and I have my go-to items that I wear on a daily basis. And sometimes right now I'm doing a no jewelry challenge this past month. So anyways, just be very cautious about where you're spending your money. And you have so many clothes. Go through them. If you don't wear them, get rid of it. We all do the what ifs. Well, what if I lose weight? Or what if I gain weight? Get rid of it and just stick to what you have. If you are on fire and you're going to lose weight, then yes, keep that next level of clothes. But if you are not on fire and you're going to do it one day, chuck them. Just get rid of them. And, if you have less clothing, it's so much less stressful. But when you realize you have so many things that you don't wear, you're not going to go buy anymore. So I'm going to suggest to you that you shop in your closet. So take your favorite things that you wear all the time and put them in your closet. So when you get bored of wearing those things, go pull your tote box out and go through your own clothes and wear those things. It's fun, and you realize, I don't need to spend this money on that. Same thing with purses. Normally you wear, a different color with each season. You don't have to have that many. Now, I have been blessed. My mom has always gave me her purses, and I have only bought 3 my entire life, 3. And every time I go, she's like, hey, do you want this? So I normally don't take but a couple. And so I'm just truly blessed, and yes, and I'm thankful for her hand-me-downs. Another thing that I quit doing is overbuying. So I have failed at this in my pantries and my cabinets. Every time I go to the store, I'm thinking, do I have green beans and do I have this? I don't know where I fell into this thing that I'm doing with that. You know, I used to, my cabinets were clean, and I think it was whenever Randall and I was living paycheck to paycheck, thinking if I don't get this while they're on sale, or I need to get this, it was like I was hoarding food, and I never was like that my whole life, you know. And I was sitting thinking, like, whenever I lived alone, I was not like that. And when I don't know when I started, but it's not a good thing. In my fridge now, I have started doing that. You know, a long time ago, I was like, okay, I'm only going to buy the meats that I can cook this week, and I'm not going to overspend on this. If I don't have enough, then we can have, like, you know, eggs for supper. There are so many ways you can do without over purchasing. So, and that's going to save you so much money, because your grocery bill is your biggest expense besides your home and your vehicles and stuff. So your food. So if you're throwing food away, like, you're just checking out your money, just throwing it away. So be very cautious about that. Pre-cut foods, I do not buy pre-cut foods. I will get my own broccoli, and I will chop my own broccoli. Same thing with carrots. I will buy the big carrots, and I will do my own carrots. Meats and just everything. The more that you can do yourself, the cheaper it's going to be. And I know that this one is very hard, but I no longer color my hair. So this is gray, and I love it. I have colored my hair since I was 12 years old, and I never dreamed that I would want to go gray, but I did. I was sitting in the salon one day, and I was watching this elderly lady get her hair colored, and they were washing her hair, and it was very obvious that it was painful for her to have her head back and being, you know, having her hair washed. And I thought, when am I going to stop this? Like, when will I stop? And it was the hardest thing for me to do. I'm not going to lie. I wanted to do it, but it was hard. So when I finally made my mind up, I had bleached blonde hair, and I had to let it grow out. So I let it grow out about down to here. And one day I was like, you know what? I'm just going to chop it off. And that's what I did. I don't regret it. People are always saying, do you like your hair? Does your husband like your hair? Well, I like it. And as far as I know, I mean, my husband has not told me he didn't like it. So I'm hoping that he likes it, but I don't regret it. And I use Biolage shampoo and conditioner, and I use Kenra hairspray. So those are the only things I need to purchase, because I don't like anything else. And you know, I used to be in this thing of, oh, well, I might like this product, let me try this, and I might like that product, let me try that. Once that you find something that you are happy with, get rid of everything else and don't buy anymore. So when you're getting low on your shampoo and your conditioner, you can go ahead and buy another one. Don't put it in your shower until you're empty. Same thing with your hairspray and your other products. So just be very cautious about that, because ladies, we can spend so much money on products and makeup. And the same thing with makeup. I actually have just a little bag that I have my makeup in that I use every day. So it's really cute, and I'm serious. It's like a little bag. I'll have to show that to y'all one day. But everything that I use is in there. I used to feel like I had to have 1,000 shadows and lipsticks, but really on a day-to-day thing, I stuck with the same stuff. I still had those things, and I just finally was like, I'm done. I don't need those. I no longer purchase coffee down the road, and you know, if you see me purchasing coffee down the road, it's because I'm in absolute need of caffeine, like something has happened that's kept me from being on a normal routine. Or sometimes I will treat my daughter and I'll be like, hey, do you want to go get some coffee? But it's very rare, because she and I both make ours at home, and we like what we make, and we don't really need to go out and spend $9 for a cup of coffee. Another thing is candles and air fresheners. And again, just like my purses, I am blessed. I normally get a couple candles a year for birthdays or Christmas, or just because somebody was thinking about me. And I am so thankful for those candles, because when I moved, and again, I was moving into the camper, so I had a huge tote box full of air fresheners and candles, and I gave them to one of my friends, and I was like thinking, why did I have so many? Why did I have so many? Well, I had so many because every time I went to the store and went to Cracker Barrel, I couldn't resist the temptation of going to those candles and smelling them and purchasing one. Same thing with Walmart. And I was like, that was a hard thing for me to stop doing, and I didn't really recognize I was just wasting money, because I would burn the candles, and I wouldn't burn them, but just for a few minutes, and then I would be like, okay, let me put that one up and get me another one out. So just be cautious of those little things that you do that you don't really think adds up. But I mean, I had a whole tote box full, so that was spending money and taking up space. All right, eating out. I eat out. I still eat out, but I no longer have the urge to go to fast food restaurants. I will come home. I would rather come home and take a chicken breast, put it on the stove, set my timer for 6 minutes, go and do some chores. When my timer comes or goes off, I come back in the kitchen, flip the chicken, and time it for 6 more minutes and go do some more chores, and I can have a chicken sandwich. I don't know what's wrong with me, but ever since I done the no spend years ago, I can't stand eating McDonald's cheeseburgers and things like that, because it feels so fake. So recently I was going through, I had to eat because I had to go to the hospital to be with somebody, and I got a Wendy's chicken sandwich, and it felt so fake. I don't know if it's just in my head. I don't know what it is, but I don't eat out at fast food anymore. For one, it is so expensive, and two, it is not healthy for you. So if I'm gonna eat out, I'm gonna eat out once a week, and I'm gonna eat out like somewhere like Mexican or something that I feel like is real food. So, and pop or soda, whatever it is you call it, I call it pop. I no longer purchase it for myself. So my family don't really drink it. My husband does, and he's got to have it. So it is in the house, and I do purchase it for him, but it's a lot less purchasing because the rest of my family don't drink it. And, it's not good for you. So the less you drink of it, the better off you are. For one, if you go to a restaurant, it's going to be like $3 for a drink, and you can get water for free. So guess what? Your wallet is going to get fatter instead of your body. So, there's all kinds of reasons to be cautious about where you're spending your money, and, really thinking about the things. And it's just being a conscious spender. If you are just going out and freely spending money on whatever you want, and you are having a hard time making ends meet, or you're not preparing for your future, really consider what it is you're buying, and do you really need it? We have so much stuff that I promise you don't need more. Just go through what you have. So I hope that you will like my video, subscribe to my channel, and I hope to see you next time on What's It Costing with Heather Austin.